Hyper Peach Radio broadcasting booth. We're live here from the Clanton Tractor Studio. It's Mike Ellison this morning with Kristen Nelson. How are you this morning, Kristen?
Good. How are you?
All right, all right. Did you make it into work okay this morning?
Yeah, just a little cold.
Yeah, it was a little cold, wasn't it? Fortunately, I have a little bit of a ride, so by the time I get here, I'm toasted. I'm back to
Defrosted.
being warm. That's right. That's right. Well, it is Wednesday, and it is March the 18th. I mean, I don't know, Kristen. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older, but the time just flies by.
It does.
I mean, golly.
Yeah.
I know your time you hadn't spent as much time here as I have, but it goes by really quick. But we're here this morning to join everybody, and I hope everybody's day is off to a good one, a good start. If you got your coffee with you or whatever your beverage of choice is at 7 a.m., I hope that you're enjoying yourself and you're here with us today. Kristen, this is your second day here. Is that right?
It is.
Well, how did it go yesterday?
It went good, I think.
Yeah. I saw some of the comments. There were some folks that were paying attention and to what y'all were talking about. I tell you, I really like Taylor. She's fun to be with and be on the show with.
She's so sweet. I love her.
Yeah, that's right. Well, listen, we couldn't do this show, Kristen, if we didn't have sponsors.
I know.
You know, the folks that back us up, and we want to say thank you to everybody, and I want to recognize all of these folks. First, we've got Chilton Mobile Home Supply. Then we have Central Alabama Wellness. And then kind of a tradition. You've already opened yours, though.
Oh, I'll cheers you.
Coca-Cola. It's the real thing. There we go. Cheers.
So good.
We have the Chilton Chamber of Commerce, Larry Puckett Chevrolet down in Prattville, Putter Up, Woods Surfside Marina, Market 22 on 31, This and That Vinyl, and Workout Anytime. We just want to say thank you so much for those folks. Kristen, what do you think about the weather? What's the weather supposed to do the next couple of days?
So today is supposed to be partly sunny, cooler, highs around 60. Tomorrow it's supposed to be warmer, thankfully. The highs are near around 70. And then Friday, it's supposed to be sunny and nice, mid to upper 70s. Saturday is supposed to be very warm. We're back into the low 80s, thankfully. And then Sunday is going to be hot for March. We're having mid 80s with lots of sun.
Well, that is a pretty good forecast. Obviously, we're warming right back up.
Yes.
Unfortunately, for some of our Chilton County farmers, I'm afraid some major damage occurred.
Yeah, over the weekend.
Yeah. Do you realize that it was just about 5 or 6 hours where it was below freezing? And it was just that time of the year where those peach buds are so, I don't know, tender. I don't know what the word is, sensitive.
Yeah.
But it looks like, I mean, we talked to a couple farmers yesterday, and they seem to think there's quite a bit of damage.
Well, hopefully not, but
Well,
I saw some videos of them burning hay bales next to the peach trees.
right. Burning hay bales. I had other, just fires set in general.
Mm-hmm.
Campfires, I guess, or whatever. Not really campfire, I guess, but just a fire, like a, just debris, just to keep heat going. They had helicopters flying over. I didn't realize they were telling me about one of the things that the fires do, besides the heat, is that the smoke itself, when the wind blows and the smoke blows through the trees, that somehow helps them, keeps the air flowing, and keeps them from freezing. But they're just little bitty tender things, these peaches right now. And you know how dependent Chilton County is on peaches.
Yes, very.
You or your family have any connection to the peach industry?
No, unfortunately not. We do not. I wish.
So when you were like a teenager, did you ever pick peaches?
No.
You haven't?
I've never done that.
Have you ever seen a peach tree?
Oh, yes.
There you go. I knew if I asked enough questions, I'd get a yes. That's right. But that can you believe it? I mean, what was it, 29 the other day, or at least where I live, up in Jemison. It was 29 degrees, and now it's going to be 80 degrees in
That's
a couple of
crazy.
days. Wow. I think Baden said it on Facebook. He said, wait till you get to. I mean, when you live in Alabama, it takes a day for it to go from A to Z. It seems like.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we got a warming trend, which will be nice, except for the fact, like I said, for our farmers. Tell me about, what do you think of? You've heard of the 5-second rule?
I don't. Let's see. Are you talking about like food wise or?
No, I'm gonna name a couple of things, and then I want you to name. Excuse me. You got 5 seconds to name these things, and then we'll see how you like to play this game. All right. Name 3 things that are currently in your glove box.
License, registration, glasses, and probably tissues.
I don't know if we can count that last answer. That was like 6 seconds. We'll count it. Okay. Well, that's good. You got it. All right. Name your 3 favorite fast food places.
Chick-fil-A, McDonald's. I don't know. Chick-fil-A is the top, I would say.
I would always say Crystal. I don't know why. I just like those little crystals.
I haven't been in so long.
Yeah, there's not that many of them anymore either. So there's not a lot of folks that think it's that good. Okay, now I know you're fresh. I know you can answer these. Okay, name 3 excuses that you use for being late.
I'm never late.
Here, we need to. Can you run the clock sound, Peyton?
Make it
Tick
more
it off.
intimidating. Ugh. There was traffic. I'm doing whatever the 5 seconds. I know. There was traffic. There was a wreck. Or does that count as the traffic?
Well, I think that would be traffic.
Okay, traffic.
As a former manager waiting on their employees who would be late, I would say that would be traffic.
Okay, traffic. Flat tire.
Okay, car trouble.
That's all I got. I'm never late. I don't know.
Oh, you're never late.
I get here like 30
Well, that
minutes
must be hard for
early.
you. Well, I mean, I can remember things like, the power was out this morning.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good one.
I don't know what happened. I think there was a wreck and someone hit a transformer. I mean, I've heard all these things before.
I think the only one I've actually, my tire was flat one time.
The dog was sick this morning, which I guess, depending on the dog, you have to take care of it, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. Then I'm going to ask myself this question. Name 3 things that I yell at the TV. Auburn football, and Auburn football. And then other than that, I don't yell at the TV. Do you ever watch television with people who get kind of excited,
Yes.
like yelling, thinking somehow they're like they're in the stadium, right?
Yeah. And I'm just here in the presence.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the halftime show.
Well, what's your favorite sport?
I like basketball or volleyball.
Okay.
And I don't really understand football, so.
You don't understand football. Well, what about your better half? What is he?
He likes football.
He likes football?
Yeah.
Well, that'll help. That'll help y'all hang out some and hopefully, have a good,
He'll
at the
teach me.
Super Bowl or something. Yeah, you can pick up stuff if you want to.
I always tell him I go for Georgia. I don't. It just bothers him, so I tell him that.
Well, what would you think would be 3 things that you should never say to your boss?
Oh, goodness. I quit?
Well, no, people say that all the time.
That
Or,
I shouldn't say.
Right. You said I shouldn't quit. Do we have anybody
Yeah.
offering anything?
No comments.
No comments yet? Uh-oh.
Y'all feel free to comment.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because I need help. Oh, I don't know. What would you say?
Well, probably something like, you're going into a meeting, you look at him and say, you wearing that?
Oh, yeah, true.
That doesn't really bode well for you or them a lot of times. Boy, you're having a bad hair day today. You know, I worked for this lady for a while. I worked for this company up in Iowa, and there would be days where she would look like she would have a really bad hair day and just come right on into work. Of course, you know, what do I know? It was her hair, not mine. Yep. Well,
Just look from afar.
yeah, that's right. That's right. I wonder if you had heard about some of the things going on in the sports world. I have a couple of things. Auburn right now, I mentioned Auburn football.
So I'm guessing you're an Auburn fan.
Yeah, I am. I've graduated from Auburn, and my daughter graduated from Auburn. My brother graduated from Auburn. And, you know, so we are an Auburn family, I guess. We now have I now have a new son-in-law, though, who is dyed in the wool Crimson Tide fan.
How does that go over?
Well, I told him he could watch anything he wanted to about Alabama, you know, downstairs, away from me, and he's good with the rules. No, I'm kidding. He's a great guy, and I love him to death. But Auburn's spring football practice. You've heard the term hope springs eternal? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's the way it is at Auburn football right now, because had 5 straight losing seasons. I never experienced that in my lifetime.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. But Auburn wrapped up its first day of spring practices yesterday. And I tell you what, it was under the new coach. His name Alex Golish. Now, I got to tell you, I had never heard of Coach Golish before this past season when his name started popping up for different jobs. He was at South Florida, University of South Florida in Tampa. They had a really good season last year, and he was a big part of it, of course. And the transfer portal in college football is really something, because Auburn has got just dozens of new players, including a bunch from South Florida, where Coach Golish was located. But, you know, when I think they have spring football a lot of times, obviously to practice and get better at what they do. But also, you know, everybody, the fans get excited because it's about, I think it's 3 weeks, Kristen, and that they have this spring practice. And then they always talk to these players, and the first day it's like, oh, this is so much different than it was last year. And I really hope that that's the case. Auburn has a lot of players returning, but this the big guy that they've got from the transfer portal is University of South Florida quarterback Byram Brown. And last year he threw for 28 touchdowns, about 3,100 yards. He rushed for 1,000 yards and had 14 touchdowns rushing. So, I mean, that's in the American Football Conference, which is UAB and Memphis and some other good programs. A mid-major, they call them, or, you know, mid-level programs. So we'll see how he does in the SEC, which is, of course, the premier conference in the nation. Okay. So anyway, that's going on. They have, I think their A-Day game is Saturday, April the 18th.
Getting close.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, like I said, it's 3 weeks. They start. It's about 3 weeks. So that's exciting. Well, listen, Kristen, we're here at our first break here at the Piper Peach radio station here in South Clanton in the Clanton Tractor Studio. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205 280 4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Good morning. Good morning. We're back. We're back after those words from our sponsors. We appreciate it. Kristen, what's going on?
All right, so we have some random facts about Alabama. Do you like random facts?
Random facts. Does that mean kind of like just potpourri, different subjects and stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I like random facts. So if you go ahead.
It's okay. I was just going to say Mr. Ricky said good morning. Good morning, Mr. Ricky. Okay, so Muscle Shoals is famous for its recording studios, which have produced hits for major artists, including Aretha Franklin and the Rolling Stones. I did not know that.
You did not know about the studios up there?
I did not.
Wow, they are really something. I'm trying to remember. I can't believe I can't think of it, what the name of the studio is, but yeah, there's a rich musical history there. I mean, as far as rock and roll goes, they started. I don't. It's not Sun Records. I don't think. I can't remember what it's called. The studio itself. It doesn't matter, I guess, really. But yeah, they have all these artists come in the 1960s and 70s, and even today they come because of that history. I mean, Rolling Stones. I mean, just Bob Dylan. Just hundreds of artists have been there and recorded.
I'll have to check it out.
And they call it the Muscle Shoals sound, and it's really cool in the sense that of all these people that have come, Rolling Stones. You said Aretha Franklin. Wow, I mean that's some big stars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean they're a little older than you, but at the same time, hey, music is music.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Exactly. So, but it is something up there. You ever spend any time in the Shoals area?
I've actually never been.
Yeah.
I'll have to go check it out.
Well, they call it. I think it's maybe the Quad Cities.
Mm-hmm.
There is Sheffield and Florence and Muscle Shoals and oh no, I'm forgetting one. But there are 4 cities basically right there on the Tennessee River up in what would that be, northwest Alabama, and just beautiful. Tennessee River runs right through there. It's a massive river, and just lots of stuff going on. Great food up there, but the music, the legacy of the music is just incredible. I mean, we could go to Google and just put that in. I mean, they got real famous because they had kind of a cover band or whatever. I don't know what they call them, just resident artists that they would call. So these, like Aretha Franklin would come in and she might have some of her band and maybe she wouldn't. She would just use the studio's musicians and they would come in. And again, I'm sorry, I'm not up on my music enough to call out specific names. Maybe some of our listeners know these names and could share them with us. I bet you there's a lot of folks know a lot more about it than I do. But they would use this, and they got known as the Muscle Shoals Swampers.
Oh my
Okay?
goodness.
I don't know why. They just were. And they just would come in. I'm sure that that's just from knowing people, that was like, hey, look, I can get you a gig. You can come play with Mick Jagger and the Stones and you'll be in for a while, and then you can go back to whatever you're doing. You go back to the Tennessee River, whatever you want. But yeah, I do know that about Alabama and its musical legacy. What other random facts about Alabama do you have?
So, speaking of rivers or just bodies of water, Alabama has the longest natural bridge east of the Rockies. And
Wow.
it's home to the Birmingham based Unclaimed Baggage Center. Have you ever heard of them?
I have.
So, they buy lost airline luggage. It's a huge store. Um, I really want to go. I haven't been yet. I am so excited to go.
I have not seen that natural bridge. And it says the natural bridge. It says it is east of the Rockies. I think it is in maybe Winston County.
I'm not sure what county.
Yeah, I think it's in maybe it's below Florence and everything that we were just talking about, a little south of that. I believe that's correct. It's in that part of the country. What is that called? Maybe Bankhead. I'm sorry. I need a. Do we have a map? Just kidding. But anyway, I need a map to look at that. Now, this Unclaimed Baggage Center. You familiar with it?
Yes, I've seen lots of videos on it.
Okay.
I've personally never been, but I would love to. They have lots of everything.
Now it says it's in Birmingham, or Birmingham based, but I was thinking it was like Scottsboro.
I think that's where it's at.
The actual store is?
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
And how about that? What about the what about the idea of having someone leave their luggage?
That
And
would
then-
not
then
be
they-
very good, but
Do you ever watch those shows about the people that go and they bid on a storage unit, storage
Yes.
facility? I think Storage Wars, I think it's called, is one of the shows.
me and my dad love watching that.
Okay. Yeah, it is pretty neat. But that's kind of what this is like, right? I guess
Yes,
you get
yeah.
these I don't know if I guess they open up the luggage. I guess I don't know how they do it,
I
but
think you can actually buy some of the luggage that's closed.
and just say
They
Ta-
also have a website.
take a
as
shot
well.
at it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that
have-
something you would like to do?
Yes.
You would?
Yeah. They have a bunch of like luxury items and name brands, everything.
Well,
Oh my
listen,
grandpa.
James Tillery just wrote me and said, "Pawpaw's watching. Turn your Coke can so the label
That's
shows."
my grandpa.
Oh, that's your grandpa. That's your pawpaw. Well,
Yep.
good morning, Mr. Is his name James Tillery also?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's wonderful. I hope you're doing good this morning, Mr. Tillery. Where's he watching from? Here in Clanton?
Marbury.
Marbury, way down south there. Well, how about that? We also have Cindy is on. She says good morning.
Yep. That's his wife.
Okay, cool.
Hello.
How about that? I didn't pick up on that.
It's okay.
All right, what else you got about Alabama?
So, did you know that over 70% of Alabama is covered in forest land? That would make sense.
Well, I knew it had a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's a huge industry. I don't know that it's the largest industry in Alabama, but I bet it's up there in the top couple
Yeah.
three.
Lots of trees.
I think I have a bunch of it in the backyard. You know, we have a few acres up in North Jemison, and it's just we're blessed with rock and trees. But yeah, that doesn't really surprise me. But gosh, that's a lot of trees, forest land. I don't know, when I think of forest land, Kristen, I think of what's going on or what happens. It seems like every year out in California. You know, they have these giant wildfires, and they say it's all because they don't manage their forests. They're like, if a tree falls, they let it lie. They don't get it
Burn it
up,
or
or they don't
anything.
they don't shape it up. And I don't know how much of the whole state of Alabama that we do, people like us do that, but I think a lot of people do, because that's why you always see fires burning around here.
Yeah.
Because somebody's piled up some debris somewhere. I know I do that a lot on our property. It's a never-ending thing, if you work on it enough. But that's all part of forest management, so that if the fire does start, you can manage it easier than having all the fuel, if you will, on the ground. But 70%. Wonder how much that is. I don't know how many acres Alabama is. Maybe we can look that up at the next break, and you can say, 5 million acres. It's covered in forest land. What else about Alabama?
Let's see. The Constitution has over 700 amendments and 100,000 words, making it one of the longest in the country.
Oh my gosh! Don't get me started on the Alabama Constitution. I mean, think about it, 100,000 words. How many volumes is that? How long is the United States Constitution, Kristen?
I have no idea.
Oh, you've seen a picture of it. How long is it? It's on a big piece of paper. Okay, so it's one.
Big.
It's one page. I mean, it looks like a giant poster, or not a giant poster, but a poster. And then you have the Bill of Rights. And then there's been 23 amendments maybe to the Constitution, because it's really difficult to amend the Constitution of the United States. And I think Alabama's intended to start out that way. Do you know when the Alabama Constitution was originally put together, the one that's still in use today?
I do not.
I think they had a convention, I believe it was in 1905. So 21 years ago? Mm-hmm. And I don't know what all happened back then, of course, but since then it says it's been amended, what did it say? 700 times. 700.
That's a lot.
How many times has the United States Constitution been amended? I think it's 23. I think there's 23 amendments. I don't think there's a 24th amendment.
I believe it's 23.
I think 23.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, bottom line is that it is huge. And for years, our state government has talked about, Kristen, about changing or updating the Constitution. Now, how about the United States Constitution? It was written. When was it written? You know who wrote it, right?
Oh, no.
All right. That's Thomas Jefferson. That's okay. Thomas Jefferson. It was signed in 1776. So I guess, 200, coming up on 250 years, right? This year? Yeah. That's right. We're celebrating our 250th year as a country this year. And, you just got this, it's a timeless document that obviously the Alabama Constitution is not a timeless document. 700 times it's been amended. It's too easy to amend. Mm-hmm. And we do try to make it difficult because we have to vote on it. At the end of your ballot, after you look at the list of all your candidates and you make your choices, the very last thing are typically the amendments. And there's always seemingly amendment. And it's kind of crazy the way it's done, what's required. But it would be a huge undertaking for Alabama to change it. But we desperately need to change the Constitution. And all I mean by that is it just needs to be updated, it needs to be tightened up. And please make it more difficult to add an amendment to the Constitution. It's just simply because 700 and even though it has been 120 years, I mean, that's still, 5-6 times a year on average it's been amended. I mean, that is huge. That's why a lot of times people don't vote on these amendments, or they just go through and vote yes or no, or whatever they want, just quickly. They don't understand them when we do get to go to the ballot box. But what else? We got a couple more random facts about Alabama.
This one is about football, so you'll.
Oh yeah, well this will get some attention.
So Alabama is renowned for the intense rivalry and history between the University of Alabama and Auburn University. So
Yes.
Your favorites.
Yes, that is called the Iron Bowl, and and it's not just college football. It's college tiddlywinks. It's anything.
Yeah.
It's friends getting together. We want to get one side of the room, the Auburn fans, the other side of the Bama fans. They just love their schools and love to see the other schools struggle a little bit. So I know Bama fans they're laughing. And I don't blame them. I would be laughing too if it was the shoe was on the other foot about the history. But since I've been alive, Alabama has had very few struggles in 65 years, although they've had a few, but not near as many as Auburn has. So we have a lot to do to catch up with their football legacy, but that'd keep us from trying. And the thing I really love about the rivalry is the good-natured jabbing that people do, because I'm a kidder. You know, I don't know how much that comes across here. I try, not to pick too much, but I love to do it. But did you have a favorite team?
I'm going to say either Auburn or Georgia.
All right. Well, listen, that's good to know. I got a shot at converting you to an Auburn, to being a full conversion into an Auburn fan. So we'll work on that the next few times we work together. How's that? But yeah, it is renowned. I mean, when it's voted on, they have, every now and then they'll do these kind of, and I hate to call them stupid. I don't mean they're really stupid, but, crazy little polls. What's the greatest rivalry in sports? Okay, well, they'll name off, the Packers and the Bears in the NFL, or, Duke and North Carolina in basketball. I mean, there's all kind of great rivalries out there. Army, Navy, football, Michigan, Ohio State. But inevitably, Auburn, Alabama, the Iron Bowl is just going to be right there. I mean, it's either going to be number one or it's going to be right there, in the final two. It's just so intense. There was even a game once, and I mean, there's all kinds of memories, and maybe we could do a show about it sometime, about the rivalry and things that have happened. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, the thing that just, to me, displays it more than anything, I hope I'm getting this right, and surely some Bama fan will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there was a game where Auburn and Alabama were playing, and this guy for Alabama ran off from the sidelines and made a tackle.
Goodness.
He could not stand that the guy was going for a touchdown, and he ran off the field.
That's crazy.
Off the bench, rather, and made the tackle, and of course he got tackled. Well, Baden is hurting his wrist, telling us it's break time. So it's 7:33 here on Piper Peach Radio. You're here with Mike and Kristen, and we'll be back in a minute after a word from our sponsors.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience. Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
All right, we're jamming this morning. We got some good bumper music. I always heard that word
yeah.
called bumper.
Bumping.
Bumper. I don't know why. Why do you think it would be? I don't understand.
Well, I've always heard like if a song is good, it's bumping.
Oh, okay, like it's hip.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's a good song.
See, we have different generations here, you know, so we're working together. We just met about 15 minutes ago, or well, about 45 minutes ago. But it has been great, and we're enjoying ourselves. We're back on Piper Peach Radio. It's 7:37 on this chilly Wednesday morning. You know, I don't know. You ever heard the term hump day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why is it the hump? Why is it called hump day, Kristen?
Middle of the week.
Middle of the week. There you go. The hump is took you there. Now we're on the downhill to the weekend. Is that right?
Yes.
That's the way. That's what I envision. You know.
We're
But
almost there.
yeah, it's Mike Elson and Kristen Nelson here this morning. We're enjoying ourselves. We're not cold out. We're not outside, so we're not too
Thankfully
cold,
not.
are we? Well, Kristen, I got this story about the history of the Clanton Fire Department.
Okay.
And when I grew up, there was a Mr. Smith, I believe it was the fire chief. Maybe Johnny Mack, I want to say. But I just remember where where Mullins is downtown Clanton now. Do you know Mullins Decorating Center?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's kind of across from where the the police department is now.
Mm-hmm. I think I know what you're talking
Okay.
about.
Anyway, there was a building there at one time. It was a Moats Grocery, and obviously it was a wooden structure, and it caught fire. And as a little boy, I remember my dad taking me to look at it. You know, we all had to be rubberneckers. You've heard that term?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, what's that?
In
What's that?
traffic.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, that's where I saw the Clanton Fire Department up close and personal, and they were really battling that blaze to keep it, really trying to just keep the rest of the town from catching on fire. You know, once that building got engulfed, there really was nothing they could do, but they did a great job of it. But that's what I think of. But just reading this article about the Clanton Fire Department, that they've been organized since the 1920s.
That's a long time.
And it just said that how for over 100 years now, they've been serving our community here in Clanton, and they were not really as well organized back then as they are now. I mean, now they're top notch, with the first rate equipment. I mean, it's amazing. Of course, that's just our tax dollars at work, Christian. You know, that's why we pay our taxes, right?
Yes.
So that places like Clanton can have equipment they need to respond as needed. But you know, over the years, it's just evolved from a small, loosely organized group into this structured professional operation. I believe it's David Driver. He took over. I think his dad Don. I think he was a fireman. I know David is the fire chief now. And my family, my grandparents grew up right across the street from the Driver family, right up here on 8th Avenue. Great bunch of folks. But now they have obviously gotten better equipment. Their training is through the roof. It's professional. I mean, it is, and it's transitioning and been transitioning for a long time from a volunteer service to a more modern fire service. And as Clanton has gotten bigger. It has gotten bigger. So, have you had any experience, Kristen, with the fire department?
Thankfully, no.
Thankfully, no. Know anybody that has?
I'm trying to think. Not that I'm aware of, which is good, I guess.
Yeah, that is good. That's good. That is right. But you know, it's these guys and gals. They commit themselves to protecting, you know, our stuff, our property, and our lives. Quite frankly, right?
They
But
do
how
a
about that
lot.
for over 100 years? So congratulations to the
Yes.
Clanton Fire Department.
Thank you so much for what you do.
Exactly. Well, I saw in the news the other day, it was on Facebook too, that we had two local football players from Maplesville High School who had signed for college scholarships. What you read about it?
So it's Eli Hubbard and Pierce Yergin. They both signed letters of intent to continue their athletic careers at their college level. So Hubbard is headed to the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and he long planned to play after being recruited early. And then Yergin also signed to play at the next level. I don't know what.
I believe he
that would
signed
be.
with Huntington College out of Montgomery.
Okay. But the story just focuses on their hard work, development at Maplesville High School, the support from the coaches, and the programs that help them reach this milestone.
Well, I tell you, Maplesville's got a great football program. You know, I know you've probably been here in Chilton County. You've heard of that, right? And,
Oh, yeah.
You know, they just won a state championship last year. Both these were key members of that team. Eli Hubbard was, I believe, he was 1A lineman of the year, or maybe defensive player of the year. I think he was defensive line. I think he played defensive end. And he also played offense as well. I mean, you know, at Maplesville, when your best players, a lot of them, they play both ways. They play both offense and defensive positions. But Hubbard was really an outstanding addition to the Red Devils this past season. And he, as it said, you know, he wanted to play at UAB. He looked forward to it, and now he's going to get his chance.
Yes.
I look forward to seeing how these young men do. Yergin now, he was a quarterback for Maplesville, so I don't know what position the Hawks down there in Montgomery are thinking about putting him, but he was a quarterback and led the team for the last couple of years, I think. Which like I said, they're just an outstanding program. They were undefeated last year. I think it was 15-0, 15 games won, no losses.
Good.
But you know, both these young men are fine examples of what's coming up here in our county, and people of all ages can be proud of them. Maplesville was also in the news last week when it announced that Brent Hubbard was coming back as football coach. Coach Hubbard, I don't know how long he left, but he went to a high school. He was his dad, Jim Hubbard, was a longtime coach at Maplesville High School. And I forget how many championships Mr. Jim won, but it was one or two, if not more. And then his son eventually succeeded him, Brent. And I know he won 3 in a row back about 15, 20 years ago. Just tremendous. I mean, he and his dad, they get real credit for, you know, where Maplesville is today. And Coach Brad Abbott was the coach for Maplesville this past year. Won a third coach they've had to win a state championship.
They've been doing really good.
They really have. And but Coach Hubbard is coming back. He was there at Maplesville for several years. He was at Jemison for a couple or a few. I forget exactly how long. But a storied career, Hall of Fame career. And now he has been named, again, the head coach at Maplesville High School. But after he left Maplesville after winning those championships, he went to Bruton, Alabama, and coached at T.R. Miller High School. And so he really has had tremendous success wherever he's been, Kristen.
Good.
And so I expect Maplesville to just keep
Blossoming.
on rocking, with him at the helm right now. But congratulations to these men and these boys, young men rather, and their families. But that is really a great story.
Exciting.
What a great community that is over there at Maplesville, supporting their teams. So I don't know if you, again, I hate to stay on a sports theme, but I'm gonna do it for a minute at least, and then we'll talk about what you want to anytime. But they've been having this thing all over the United States called the World Baseball Classic for the last couple of weeks. I don't know if you paid attention.
I think I've heard of it.
But it's different countries. It's not like, well, I guess you could say it is like the Olympics in a sense that the players are playing, take them from various teams, and they play for their countries. And there's a lot of guys playing Major League Baseball now who are not from the United States. I mean, a lot of them. All these teams that we've watched the past couple of weeks, if you've paid attention, you've seen the United States battle through this whole tournament. They lost a couple of games. Looked like they might not even get into the semifinals, but they did. And then they had a huge win the other night against the Dominican Republic, which got a really strong Major League presence, a lot of star players on that team too. But last night, the United States could not bring home the championship. They lost 3-2 to Venezuela. Now, if you remember just a few months ago, I guess now, a couple of months, the United States, under President Trump, I hate to use the word invaded, but they made it. They had an exercise or whatever that they took in the military, and they removed Venezuela's president. Maduro was his name, and because we think he's very much corrupt, and so much like what's going on in Iran now, we went in, we changed out the leaders, and actually we didn't pick the leader from Venezuela, but we removed their president. I mean, that's a big deal, and militarily, and blew up a couple buildings, and it was a military excursion into it. So anyway, thanks. So anyhow, I thought there might be an awkward moment between the two teams, because I think most people in Venezuela were happy that they got rid of this guy, but I'm sure not everybody was.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how that would happen, but yeah, the Venezuela team got a run in the top of the ninth and beat USA 3-2 and won that championship. Well, I'm getting this signal again, folks. It's time for our next break. So here we are on Piper Peach Radio. It's Mike and Kristen. We'll be back in a minute.
The plans you have for your property need the right equipment. Kubota has reliable tractors, utility vehicles, and mowers to help you make the most of your land, along with strong dealer support. Stop by today to explore our lineup. Right now, bring home select Kubota BX Series with 0% financing available, or save up to $1,500. Now through February 28th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Get by Clanton Tractor today or visit ClantonTractor.com. Are you tired of big box stores where you're just another number? You deserve better. Furniture that's built to last from people who treat you like family. At Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, we do things differently. As an employee-owned company, we take pride in personal service. We'll listen to what you need and help you find the perfect piece for your home from trusted, top-notch name brand. Whether it's a cozy sofa for movie nights, a dining set built for real life, or a recliner that melts the stress away, we've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Experience the difference at Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, where you're not just a customer, you're family.
Need care fast? Come see us at Children Urgent Care, 1210 7th Street South in Clanton. We offer efficient care with minimal wait times and a wide array of services, including on-site x-rays, wound care, and quick assistance with urgent needs. Medicare and most private insurance and private pay welcome. No appointment needed. Walk in Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 8 to 4. Call 205-280-0620. Chilton Urgent Care. Quality care when you need it. Looking to save some money and keep your vehicle running smooth? Head to McSweeney Auto Group for their oil change special, just $29.95. Mark your calendar for March 11th, 12th, and 13th, and again, March 26th, 27th, and 28th. And that's not all. This special will continue the 2nd and 4th weeks of April and May, giving you 3 full months of savings. Here's how it works. Take a quick test drive and receive your oil change voucher. It's that simple. Offer valid Tuesday through Thursday only. Excludes high performance and diesel oil changes.
All right, we're back here on Piper Peach Radio, here at the Clanton Tractor Studios. You got Mike and Kristen here on this beautiful, clear, but cold Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. Do you have favorite days of the week?
Probably the weekends.
The weekend?
Yeah.
Well, I think most everybody would say that,
Yeah.
wouldn't they? I think of it as, people, oh, no, it's Monday. I mean, it's just Monday.
Yeah.
It's just another day, although I know a lot of us, because we all think that way, it kind of rubs off on everybody else,
Yeah.
right? So
You're alive for another day.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
good.
well, that's really what we should be focused on,
Yeah.
and exactly. But anyway, it's 7:52, and we've been talking about different stuff today. We talked about the young men from Maplesville getting anything. What you got on your agenda over there?
Let's see. So I have a story. It's about this lady. Her name is Dana Lewis. She's a University of Alabama graduate. She grew up in Huntsville. And she used social media, computer skills, mail order parts to invent an artificial pancreas for people
Wow!
with diabetes.
Wow!
And then her husband is also a co-inventor, Scott Lebrand.
I think
would
that's
say.
how I would say that. Yep. Yep.
But she's now given her discovery away. The device was a success. Hundred of people are using it, including Lewis. So it's bringing the young inventors increasing attention. Just this spring, the Fast Company put the 28-year-old Lewis on its 2017 list of America's 100 most creative people in business. So
Wow, that's impressive.
fantastic.
What'd she say about it?
She said, "You really do make hundreds of decisions a day about things that impact your blood sugar. It's a lot, and it really does impact everybody who cares for a person with diabetes. Spouses, siblings, parents, grandparents, and then oftentimes a person with diabetes is surrounded by half a dozen people who help care for them and love them. So that is wonderful.
Yeah, it is
That's
wonderful.
amazing.
So she graduated from Alabama, grew up in Huntsville. I would like to know more about how she used social media, these computer skills, to develop this artificial pancreas.
So, Mike, she used social media, like you said, computer skills, mail order parts to invent the pancreas. I think that's all I got for that.
Yeah, but that is just fascinating.
That's
I don't know why I pictured like a 3D printer.
Yeah.
They're able to take something and actually construct, vehicle, cars even and stuff, with these, I'm sure a lot more than that. I mean, that's how small my brain is. But to actually be able to create something to go inside of our body
And produce insulin.
and wow,
That's crazy.
it's amazing.
I don't know how you even think of doing that.
I wouldn't know personally, but Dana, she knew.
She did, yeah.
and her husband, and then it says she gave it away. In other words, she probably could have tried to patent this type of thing, and then people would have to buy it from her, and she
Yeah.
could have made a lot of money. But she really saw it more as a gift to
Help somebody.
humanity, you know,
Yes.
in general. And I mean, there's still things like that happening out there, folks. You know, it's not all doom and gloom. But what a great story. Says she lives in Seattle, Washington now. And I think she has diabetes herself, right? Because she
I
is
believe
says
so.
she had she has one of these artificial pancreases too.
Mm-hmm.
So wow, what a great story. And her husband, I've personally not heard of either one of these folks, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, nobody's heard of me either. But that is fantastic. I wonder when she graduated from UA.
I'm not sure. We'll have to Google that.
But you know, she makes a great point. It says it impacts everybody. Something like this. It's not just the person that has the diabetes, but all the people that take care of them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so that's a great story. A good feel good story there.
Yes.
Well, I was looking at a couple of stories on the way or in the preparation for today, and I don't know that it's necessarily feel good, but it's important to us as voters and members of Alabama. You know, it's 7:57. I think I'll hold that story till the next hour. Till that way we'll have a little more time in case we want to discuss it.
Yeah.
But
We can play another game if you would like.
sure. We got about 3 or 4 minutes. Let's do it.
All right. So you have to say it without saying it. So the word, can't look,
Oh,
I guess. I don't know.
okay.
I'll go.
I just looked at the first one. That was all. You
okay.
can go to the second one if you want to.
So the word is Walmart.
Walmart. Okay. So what's the object of the game here? What do I have to do?
So I guess you try to say the word without the banned words.
Okay.
So like,
Largest retailer.
yeah, that works, I guess.
Is one enough? This is not the one we have to
There's
say three
3.
words. Oh, I have to say 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Largest retailer. Bentonville. Bentonville store. That's where they're based, is Bentonville, Arkansas. I mean, they've taken this small town and made it this huge hub in the state of Arkansas. Let's see. What else would you describe it?
What do you do there?
You shop, you buy stuff.
Okay, you're doing good. And then
Okay.
let's see. The word is sweet tea. How would you describe it without using these 3 words?
Boston party.
That's good.
Read the spice leaves.
Yeah.
Is tea a spice? Probably not. It's kind of weak. And then let's see, I would also say syrup water.
That was pretty good.
If you say syrup water around here, I think, Krista, a lot of folks know exactly what we're talking about.
Yes.
Because they have a jug of syrup water in their refrigerator right now.
Yeah. So the banned words for the sweet tea was drink, sugar, and cold. So you did good.
I didn't say either one of those, did I?
You didn't.
All right. I done good.
You did. You
All
did
right.
really good.
All right. It's your turn.
Okay. I'll try not
Okay.
to remember
All
any.
right. Gas station.
Food.
Food?
Yeah.
I don't think that would describe a gas station. Sorry.
Car.
Can't use that word. Do I give you the banned words?
I guess.
Okay. All right. So you can't say fuel, you can't say pump, and you can't say car.
Well,
I need that clock, Baden. He's looking for it. He doesn't have it.
Oh goodness.
We do have some drama music though.
I'm not
Gas
good at
station. Okay. How about it says you doesn't say you can't say gas.
Yeah.
Oh me. How about service station?
Yeah.
See, in the old days they were called service stations because they actually would check your oil and whatever you
Pump
might
the gas
need.
for you.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of the good old days. Well, all right. It's 8:01 here at Piper Peach Radio. Are we going to break, Baden? Okay. We will be back in a couple of minutes after these words from our sponsor. You're watching Piper Peach Radio here with Mike and Kristen. We'll be right back.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you. Whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss, Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
All right, we're back on the air. Okay, I was waiting for that. I don't know. I guess that was the music coming in. We're going to have to work on that music. I'm going to get the playlist to him. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Baden.
He's so funny.
He is funny looking. But anyway, we're here back. Kristen Nelson, Mike Ellison here joining you guys here. Hope you're having a great Wednesday morning. It's 8:04 now, and we are back. You know what's going on this week, Kristen, is the Chilton County Baseball Tournament.
Yes.
And that's going on down at Jack Hayes Field here in Clanton. And we had day one yesterday. Was a couple of games and a couple of exciting games. The first game was Maplesville beat Jemison 8-4.
That's pretty good.
They did. I know all these teams, they take great pride in their programs. And so they're really trying to put their best foot forward here when they're playing each other. And so you have Maplesville, who is classified as a 1A school, but anybody that plays them knows that they play way above that, and they're really a good program, and their baseball team is doing well, as evidenced by that win yesterday. Jemison got 2 runs in the got a 1-run lead in the first inning. They had J.P. Gentry driving in a run, and then they got another run in the top of the third, 2-0. Braxton Smith singled home, got an RBI. But then Maplesville came to bat in the bottom of the third inning, and they got 6 runs on 4 hits to take control of the game. They never lost control of the game after that, or never gave up the lead. There was a 2-run single by Braden Atchison that highlighted their offensive outburst, and they took a 6-2 lead going into the 4th inning. The winning pitcher for the Red Devils was pitcher J.T. Johnson. He pitched a complete game, 7 innings. He only gave up 6 hits, 2 earned runs. 4 runs. He struck out 4. He walked 2. I mean, that's a pretty good night. Cooper Smithman took the loss for Jemison. Maplesville got 11 hits. You know, we were just talking about Eli Hubbard getting a scholarship. He had 3 RBIs in that game. He drove in 3 of those runs, and then Pierce Yergin. I mean, these guys. I'm telling you, Maplesville. These guys play all the sports, and he's a leadoff batter. Said he went 3 for 4. So anytime your leadoff hitter gets on 3 times in a game, you're having a good game. They committed no errors, which not necessarily easy to do. Hubbard had 5 putouts in the field. The Devils got the big win. As I said, Braxton Smith for the Panthers, he got 2 RBIs. He was just 1 for 4 at the plate, though. And then the Panthers leadoff hitter is a young man by the name of Carter Domino. That sounds like a future major leaguer right there. Carter Domino. Carter, he had 2 hits and 4 at bats. And the Panthers did turn a double play. But anyway, the Red Devils got a big win, and I'll be out there today. We'll be covering both games today, and I'm sorry to say I don't have the schedule in front of me, who's playing who. But Jason Green is going to be out there doing the first game, and then I'll be joining him at some point there during that game, and then I'll be calling the nightcap, or the second game. It starts, I believe, around 3:30, approximately about 3:30.
Hopefully it won't be too cold.
I will dress warmly, and like you said, hopefully I won't be too cold. Excuse me. Well, in the second game, it's a big win for the Thorsby Rebels over Chilton County Tigers, 6-1. You know, I've been talking, Kristen, all season, I should say, because baseball season had been going on that long, but all baseball season, that Thorsby has been playing a really tough schedule. I think under the new classifications, Thorsby got still is a 3A school, 3A level school, but they've been playing 4A, 5A, 6A teams, and Clanton, of course, is 5A, or Chilton County rather. I'm still old school. I still call them Clanton, but Chilton County High School. But they certainly took it to Chilton County yesterday at Jack Hayes Field. In the top of the first, Ethan Benson drove in. The Chilton County turned out to be the Tigers' only run for the game, and they had a 1-0 lead. But Thorsby came back in the bottom of the first, tied it up. But in the second inning, Braylon Carroll had a fielder's choice that plated 2 runs, and that really cost the Tigers. But the Rebels took a 3-1 advantage at that point. And then there was a sacrifice fly in the third inning by J.T. Green, and then a RBI single by Max Burnett gave the Rebels a 5-1 lead at that point. this young man, Caden Collins, rather, for the Rebels, for Thorsby, is quite a pitcher. Well, he's quite an athlete, period. He's a really good athlete, but he's a heck of a pitcher. And he only gave up 2 hits in 6 innings against the Chilton County. So the Tigers' bats were silent. So they're in the losers bracket, while Thorsby moves on in the winners bracket. So anyway, Garrett Lawley took the loss for Chilton County. I mean, he only gave up. Gave up 5 runs, but he only gave up 3 hits. You know, it's really not a whole lot. So Thorsby found a way to win the games, and so they are moving on in the tournament. And again, this afternoon we'll be on the air at 1:00. Jason Green and I, and then I'll be on the air around 3:30 for the second game, and I'll have those who's playing coming up here in just a minute. What you got?
All right. Got some more random stories for you.
Random. I love random. I think life is random.
Yes. It's
Okay, go ahead.
You never know what's going to happen.
That's right.
But this guy, Mark Sevier, is a Mountain Brook man who has made national headlines over the years for filing several federal lawsuits.
Oh, no.
And the lawsuits regard his desire to marry his computer.
Well, you know, these days.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. It's either 0 or 1.
Yeah. But he said that he is on a mission to preserve the integrity of the Constitution.
Certainly. This is one way to do it.
He filed a lawsuit in Alabama's Northern District. He stated his rights along with several ex-gay
Plaintiffs?
Yes.
Yeah.
That were violated by Governor Kay Ivey. And then they were also violated by Attorney General Steve Marshall and Blount County probate judge Chris Green, because Sevier's marriage to an Apple computer, which he claimed to marry in New Mexico, was not recognized in Blount County. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever heard someone try to marry a
Have you
computer.
ever heard that song, that country song, Here's Your Sign?
I don't think so.
Well, and it
should
may not
sing
be the
it.
name of the song, but I think it is. It's just like when people do stupid stuff. It's like, well, here's your sign. You are definitely one of the members. I think this guy is definitely one of the members.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know what to say when you have that kind of thing. I mean, I know Blount County probate judge Chris Green. I don't know if you remember what I told you earlier about what I did, work for this lobbyist and provided insurance products for county governments. Well, he's the probate judge there. It's like our, anyway, this guy obviously goes around this Sevier, I don't know how he says it. And he just sues people over these frivolous things.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know in England, for example, if you bring a lawsuit like this and you lose, you have to pay your opponents, in this case, the defendant's legal costs. Do you think that would curb some of these lawsuits if that's the way it was over here in America?
For sure.
Absolutely. And there are some laws where they punish people, for bringing frivolous lawsuits, and they'll make them pay. But it is extremely hard to prove. And so it rarely gets enforced, or, anyone does it because they know they can't collect anyway.
Yeah.
But this is just crazy stuff. What do you think about it?
I don't know. I will say, I guess it
You think
fits.
somebody should be able to marry their computer if they wanted to? I mean, is that love,
Honestly, for me, no, but you do you.
Yeah.
Who am I to judge?
Well, I don't think we're judging. We're just saying, you can't marry an inanimate object,
Yeah.
a machine.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit weird. But it says that he actually did it. He says in the filing, what does he say? He says he married an object in New Mexico with female-like features.
I don't know how a computer would get.
I don't know. That's pretty strange. I don't even want to try to think about what that means. But what does it mean? What does that mean?
I really don't know. It just said he asked Green to either recognize the union or issue him a new marriage license.
Or help him with his next appointment in his mental health facility.
Yes, I know a great psychiatrist.
I don't know, what this guy's up to, but it seems a little bit out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will say it probably definitely fits with the times.
it does. It does. I mean, you've got it down here as Bazaar of Alabama. I think that's you pegged it right on. You hit the nail right on the head there, Kristen.
Yeah.
That is really strange. Well, what else you got there?
Let's see. Do you like Bigfoot?
Bigfoot.
Or do you believe in Bigfoot? Let me rephrase that.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if there were. And I say all the time, I'm like, well, if they were out there, we would know about it. But what about the ocean?
Yeah, it's
I mean, it's
crazy.
scary to think about what's in that ocean that we don't know, because we've literally explored about 5% of it.
I'll have to tell you a story about the ocean when we come back from break.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it. All right, it's 8:16. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Piper Beach Radio. You're watching here with Mike and Kristen.
Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
The plans you have for your property need the right equipment. Kubota has reliable tractors, utility vehicles, and mowers to help you make the most of your land, along with strong dealer support. Stop by today to explore our lineup. Right now, bring home select Kubota BX Series with 0% financing available, or save up to $1,500. Now through February 28th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Get by Clanton Tractor today or visit ClantonTractor.com. Are you tired of big box?
All right. Welcome back, guys. This is Piper Peach, the Morning Mayhem. And we were just talking about ocean animals.
We were ocean creatures.
Yeah. So
What's in the depths?
So have you seen, this is from TikTok, so
TikTok.
I don't know how reliable.
Oh, it's
so real.
Well, I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. Go on.
But there was this man that went lost on the beach, and he finally came back, and he said that he was abducted by dolphins.
Abducted by dolphins.
Yes.
This sounds a lot like marrying your computer.
The dolphin, man said that the dolphin recruited him because he was a mechanical engineer in aerospace.
Ooh.
Yes, and he said that the dolphin made him build an underwater city.
Oh, another, maybe he's found Atlantis.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a whole thing on the internet. But and then apparently the first responders found him on the beach after a couple days. Didn't have no drugs in his system, no alcohol. He had sea particles in his lungs.
Sea particles.
Yeah, like where I guess if you drowned or something, you would get sea particles in your lungs.
I guess you would.
But he had those, but he didn't drown.
Get seawater in there for sure.
So, yeah, that's the story. Do you believe it? What do you think?
Yeah, what are we? We're on Ripley's, believe it or not. I don't know. That seems a little far fetched.
Do you think the dolphins kidnapped him? Do you
I
think
wish
it
I
could
could. I wish I had a dolphin sound right now. Click, 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 click. You know how they click. No, I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I'm not judging anybody.
Okay.
I mean, like we were talking a minute ago, you don't want to judge anybody, but sounds like someone else needs some help out there.
It's probably me for believing it.
What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like it could happen, but then again, I believe it, but I don't.
So
You can call me crazy. It's okay.
how would the dolphins have kidnapped him? How would they have done it, you think?
I don't know.
Circle around him in the water and not let him get
Pull him
out?
down,
Pull him down?
and I guess give him a
Yeah.
hand. I don't know.
Yeah, they would.
It's just so
maybe they're much more
interesting.
intelligent than we think.
Yeah, it's just everything that's happened in this world, I wouldn't put it past it.
Yeah, right.
There's so many things we don't know of.
No, that is true. There are. We were just talking about. You asked me about Bigfoot. That I believe in Bigfoot.
Yes.
And I'll just say that it just seems like that we don't seem to discover quite as many new animals on land as we do in the ocean,
Yeah.
because obviously the obvious reasons. So I just don't see how something like that could evade us for so long without us really being able to spot one.
Yeah.
And I know people have said they've spotted them and they've taken, pictures and,
Could it be a bear?
you've seen the film. Oh, absolutely. I've seen bears that were skinny
I've
and
never
they get up on their haunches
Yeah, they're
and
huge.
they would look like stand on their hind legs, I should say, their haunches. But I think they would look Yeti-like,
Yeah. Especially they're super furry.
I was driving back from Florida, coming through I guess that'd be Northwest Florida, coming up from Panama City several years ago. My son was with me. And we're driving along and we see what we think is a really strange looking dog on the side of the road up ahead of us. And it's kind of running along parallel to the road that we're on, the highway we're driving. And we're both looking. And at that time, he was about 15, so it was 20 years ago. I said a few years ago, so I guess that is quite a few. But regardless of that, we got pretty close to it, and we realized it was a bear.
Oh my goodness.
And they said, yeah, they have bears there. I think they're maybe brown bears. I don't know if I don't think it was a black bear. Regardless, it was a bear, and there it was, right there on the side of the road, right there in Florida.
Yeah.
And but it was skinny. It was like it looked like it was hungry.
Oh.
But I say hungry. I mean, it was running pretty good, but that was unusual. So I think it could be a bear sometimes when you see something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You talk to some of these people who have claimed to have seen Bigfoot, and some of them come across very credible, but then others come across like, they want to marry their computer.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? They're kind of out there, and I don't care what they believe. It's up to them. But I've watched. I guess there's times where we're desperate for something to do, and I watched this documentary, they call it, about Bigfoot, and this guy's talking all about these crazy things about spotting, how to look at, and I'm sure it would be true. He's kind of trying to track Bigfoot, and that's what I mean. All these times people track, and yet they never see anything. You know, it's like a golfer. Can you really make a hole in one? Can you really hit the ball just once and it go in the hole? Kind of hard to see sometimes, but I don't know. That just seems a little far fetched.
Speaking of bears, I've actually never seen. Well, I guess
I just don't think dolphins are that kind of mean spirited animal.
no,
You know?
they save you from sharks.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
I don't know if they're into kidnapping.
True.
Maybe they would call it something else in their click. Get it?
We'll have
Click.
we'll have to-
Something like that.
yeah.
Isn't that what they do?
Perfect, Yeah.
Well, see, I grew up with Flipper, the show Flipper.
Yeah.
You seen it? Okay. On syndicate, you know, it's like from the mid '60s. Oh
That's
gosh,
so
I could
funny.
sing the
You
the
should.
song, but I won't do it today. I mean, we don't have enough listeners as it is. So if I do that, you know, we're gonna chase them away.
But speaking of bears, like I was saying, I've never actually seen a wild bear. Well, maybe one, but we went to Gatlinburg for Valentine's Day,
Yeah,
and we paid to see bears,
yeah.
which is
What-
kind of sad because they're just like in a zoo enclosure. And then we went to Yellowstone over the summer,
Sweet.
and we saw like I think it was a grizzly bear, but it was like from afar.
Yeah,
away.
that's how you want to see those a long
I
way
wanted
away.
to see one close.
Yeah, well, you better be in a steel cage yourself, you know,
Yeah, I
much
wanted
less
to-
them. I have a bear story.
Okay.
My brother and I, Ken, he grew up here in Clanton too. It was in 2015, I think it was, and we took a road trip out to College Station, Texas, for an Auburn and Texas A&M football game. And so I had just bought a new truck from what was then Stokes Chevrolet, my good friend Tom Brown out there, salesman. But anyway, got in the truck, and our plan was we left a day earlier so that we could play golf on our trip as well. So our plan was we drove to Jackson, Mississippi on a Thursday night. He got off work. It was real late when we got to Jackson that night.
Yeah.
We stayed right downtown Jackson, got up the next morning. It was absolutely pouring rain, so we could not play golf in Jackson. So we had a long trip from there to go all the way out to College Station. I mean, it's a long way. It's probably 600 miles out there at least. And so anyway, we got in the truck and we started driving. And he was driving. I was letting Ken drive for a little while because, like I said, it was a new truck and we were excited about it. I was excited about it for sure. Still have it. It's parked out here in the parking lot. It's just 12 years ago now, though. But anyway, on the way, I started looking at my weather app because I was thinking, well, let's find a place between here and there. There's going to be a lot of golf courses between here and Texas, you know. And so we crossed into Louisiana, and I was looking. We were on I-20. And I was looking at my app, and I said, hey, look, it looks like we're going to have a good window here, 4 or 5 hours where it's not going to rain. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, about that time we looked up, there was a sign, and I think it's Piney Point. It's a state park up above Delhi, Louisiana, not just outside of Monroe, which is northeast Louisiana. So we go, and as we're going, we're about 15 minutes away from it, and we're going, and we see these signs talks about black bears. Everything's got something to do with black bears. So we go and we get to the golf course, and because of the rain, we were the only two golfers there.
Yeah.
So they were like, yes, please come in quickly, bring us your money. So we did. We went in and paid, and as we get through paying, they don't tell you this, Kristen, until after you've paid, okay? They say, oh, by the way, there is a mother bear, a black bear, and her cubs that we have seen recently on the golf course. So be mindful of that and just stay clear of them. You stay clear of them, they'll stay clear of you. Everything will be fine. So I think it was the second hole. We're on the green. I'm putting. And my brother, who's a big kidder like me, he looks back and he says, don't look behind you. He says, but that bear is right behind you. And it wasn't right behind me, but it was like 100 yards away. So
Closer than it needed to be.
Oh, it could catch me real easy. You know, those things can run really fast. They have 4 legs they run on. I have 2.
Yeah.
So I turned, and I mean, sure enough, and I mean, Kristen, this thing was massive. They said it probably weighed 400 pounds.
That's crazy.
I mean, imagine something that big, and if you've ever watched them film of them, you know, sometimes when they walk, it's like their whole body kind of jiggles.
Yeah.
All their muscles are rippling, you know, and it's like, oh my gosh, and they got these giant claws, and so the funny part though about the story is wonderful to see it because they just went right across the fairway and right into the woods. And then a couple employees drove up on their carts to kind of watch them. So we're playing. So the rest of the day, that was on the second hole. It's 18 holes you play. So for the rest of the day, every shot we would hit that would go near, like kind of off near to the side.
They just wanted to see somebody.
Yeah, you'd stand there and you'd be thinking, where's that bear now? And it was kind of scary, but that's our bear story. But that's a real bear story. That's not some make-believe about, you know, bear. We were not kidnapped by the bear.
We should say we were. He said he was kidnapped by dolphins. We should be kidnapped by bears.
I wish he had some video evidence of it, some evidence besides the sea particles in his lungs, you know.
Yeah, it was so funny.
So, well, it's 8:32, and we're going to take a break now, and we'll be right back on Piper Peach Radio, Morning Mayhem, Kristen and Mike.
Are you tired of big box stores where you're just another number? You deserve better. Furniture that's built to last from people who treat you like family. At Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, we do things differently. As an employee-owned company, we take pride in personal service. We'll listen to what you need and help you find the perfect piece for your home from trusted, top-notch name brand. Whether it's a cozy sofa for movie nights, a dining set built for real life, or a recliner that melts the stress away, we've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Experience the difference at Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, where you're not just a customer, you're family.
Need care fast? Come see us at Children Urgent Care, 1210 7th Street South in Clanton. We offer efficient care with minimal wait times and a wide array of services, including on-site x-rays, wound care, and quick assistance with urgent needs. Medicare and most private insurance and private pay welcome. No appointment needed. Walk in Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 8 to 4. Call 205-280-0620. Chilton Urgent Care. Quality care when you need it. Looking to save some money and keep your vehicle running smooth? Head to McSweeney Auto Group for their oil change special, just $29.95. Mark your calendar for March 11th, 12th, and 13th, and again, March 26th, 27th, and 28th. And that's not all. This special will continue the 2nd and 4th weeks of April and May, giving you 3 full months of savings. Here's how it works. Take a quick test drive and receive your oil change voucher. It's that simple. Offer valid Tuesday through Thursday only. Excludes high performance and diesel oil changes.
Here it is 8:34 on Piper Peach Radio, Morning Mayhem. Kristen, what's up next? We got something about a fire chief in Escambia County down around, I guess that's Atmore, Bruton area.
I think so. So he was arrested because he attacked a local fire chief while the chief was performing an emergency response procedure on his wife.
Oh my goodness.
So the fire chief was trying to save his wife, and he punched him. Yeah. In the chaotic encounter, emergency units were unable to save the woman's life, unfortunately. The paramedics found the woman's husband, Christopher Wade Smith, attempting to give her CPR. And then as the fire chief, Michael Tyler, began to assist in providing medical attention to the woman, Smith punched him in the right eye.
Wow.
Because he was giving her CPR.
I wonder what was wrong with her. You know, what was, because this guy, her husband, he doesn't sound like he sounds kind of almost like a savory character there, you know? I mean, when you got this guy comes up, maybe there's something between them, you know, Escambia County, small county. Maybe they knew each other and didn't like each other or something. I can't imagine.
Maybe we're missing a piece.
Yeah, we probably are missing a little bit, but still, when you think about what someone like a fire chief is doing, he's trying to save his wife's life.
Yes.
Apparently, when you're doing CPR, it means that she's not responding, right? I mean, you wouldn't do CPR on somebody that was breathing.
I would hope not.
Right, exactly. Wow.
But they say that the attack resulted in serious injuries and fractures.
No, he punched the guy in the face. He just must have, I mean, you know, you hit somebody enough in the face and these bones are going to break. They're not infallible. But anyway, this is just incredible that he would come upon this. And that's what I'm saying. What was he doing before this happened?
Yeah.
You know, what were they doing? What made her have this emergency? You know, was it something? We don't have any ages here, so we don't know a whole lot about it. But at the same time, what a weird story.
It is weird.
It's bizarre indeed, right? Bizarre of Alabama.
That's the theme for today.
Yeah, exactly. I mentioned earlier about us here at Piper Beach Radio covering the county baseball tournament this week.
Yes.
Well, today in game one, I was able to check the schedule in the last break. We have Isabella playing Maplesville. The Mustangs and the Red Devils renew their West Chilton rivalry. Yeah, we talked about Auburn, Alabama rivalry. Maplesville and Isabella, they have a pretty good rivalry themselves. And then game two is Thorsby High School and Verbena High School, the Red Devils and the Rebels. They'll start approximately 3:30. Again, we'll have live coverage for you here on Piper Beach Radio. I did want to remind everybody again about our sponsors. You know, we are broadcasting live here from the Clanton Tractor Studio. Some of our sponsors are Workout Anytime, This and That Vinyl, Market 22, Woods Surfside Marina, Putter Up, Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Chilton Chamber of Commerce, Coca-Cola, Central Alabama Wellness, and Chilton Mobile Home Supply. Again, thank you, everyone, for being our sponsors. Again, we couldn't do the show without them.
Correct, yeah. Probably be in a basement.
Probably be
Filming the show.
Probably in the basement. That's right. But anyway, I was going to talk about Tommy Tuberville for a minute. You know who Tommy Tuberville is?
I've heard of him.
Okay, he is currently a senator from Alabama. One of our two senators. Katie Britt is the other senator.
Yes.
United States Senator. He is going to be running for governor of Alabama. Our current governor, Kay Ivey, her second term expires. Yep, Meemaw. Yeah.
Meemaw.
I tell you what, Meemaw's an effective leader, though. You know, she's a pretty quiet leader, but we've had a lot of good things happen under her tenure. But anyway, Senator Tuberville was the head coach at Auburn many, many years ago. Back, I want to say 99 to around 2000. I think it was 10 years. So it would have been 2008 maybe, something like that. I think that is right. Regardless, though, he has come out. He recently came out. He delivered a speech on the floor of the U.S. Senate Do you know about the mayor of the new mayor of New York City,
I do not believe so.
Zoran Mondani?
Possibly, maybe.
Okay, well, he made headlines. The city of New York. I mean, this should go under the bazaar of the United States. You know, we were just talking about he's not been kidnapped by dolphins or anything, but he is crazy. I mean, he is basically a communist. He claims to be a socialist Democrat or a Democrat socialist. I forget how they word him, but either way you look at it, he wants the government to take over everything. I mean, basically, you come to the government for everything, which basically means you give up your freedoms.
Yeah.
You give up your freedom of choice, and the government picks it for you. But Senator Tuberville recently, or last week, I think the article says that he reposted pictures of the Twin Towers in New York City. You know, they got hit by terrorists in 2001. And he says, you know, this is a result of mindless hate. These Muslim extremists, terrorists, hijacked these planes, crashed them into these two buildings, billions of dollars of damages, almost 3,000 lives lost.
Yeah.
I mean, if that had happened midday, it would have been 10 times that many people in those buildings.
Yeah.
But they did it first thing in the morning, and people were coming to work. And anyway, and it's a very sensitive subject for us. I mean, I don't know. You guys weren't even alive when it happened yet.
I was not.
But I can remember the moment I heard it on the radio, first heard it on the radio. And at first it was just reported, because it had happened before, Kristen, where someone had crashed like a Cessna, small engine plane, twin engine plane into the Empire State Building. Well, they did that under foggy conditions. You know, they got disoriented in the sky. I can imagine, you know, what that would be like. And they ended up crashing into the building, but it was an accident. So in my mind, as I heard the story when it first came on, I thought it was an accident, something like that. No. Turned out, you know, someone had flown into the buildings, and then later they flew in again. But Senator Tuberville basically, he basically is trying to tie the New York City mayor to those bombings, to those attacks. And it's just because the mayor of New York has just been going on and on about Islam and, you know, his desire to communize New York City and America, for that matter. So Coach Tuberville, I say Coach Tuberville, I should say Senator Tuberville. I mean, no disrespect, Senator. But he is out there saying he thinks Mamdani condones those attacks. He thinks that they were a good thing. And if you use his words, you would agree. But because he said it, he had the nerve to say it out loud, Kristen. Oh, the critics are going crazy. You know, they want to criticize Senator Tuberville as being a racist, or they call it Islamophobia. What do you know about it? What do you think of the idea of these radical Islamists trying to take over America?
I honestly have not enough information for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
Well, that's cool, but you know, when you think about it, I mean, he's not trying. We're really not. I don't believe Coach Tuberville is really trying to single out someone. He's just calling it like he sees it. Just think about football coaches in general. They're pretty much that way. They just expect things to be done a certain way, and you better do it that way, or you know, you'll be out running laps or something. But he says, you know, Coach Tuberville's quoted as saying, the enemy is inside the gate and we're in bad trouble. If we don't stop it, we'll lose this country that has been built for 250 years. And he wants to deport these radical people. I mean, I know we have the right to say what we want to in America, but these folks, they constantly are anti-America. You know, they chant death to America. And, you know, I think Coach, I know he's trying to score points with the electorate, but at the same time, boy, he's letting them know what he really thinks, and it's, you know, just like it is. All right, it is 8:45. Kristen, we're going to take our last break, and we'll be back in a moment here on Piper Beach Radio.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you. Whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss, Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
All right, we're back for the last segment of the Morning Mayhem here on Piper Beach Radio. It's Mike Ellison and Kristen Nelson joining you on Wednesday, March the 18th. Yeah, Therese, the last host, she would say, hump day. You know, she would really emphasize, because she was really happy, you know, that
Halfway through.
that it was halfway through the week. Of course, I understand that, but being, quote, semi-retired, I don't have to worry about that so much anymore.
Good.
Not like you young folks. I need y'all to go to work and pay, you know, my Social Security.
You sound like my grandpa.
Good old grandpa, we're thinking together, brother. But I don't know, did you hear or see the story? Talk about bizarre. Alabama starting guard, point guard, named Aiden Holloway, arrested last week with over 2 pounds of high-grade marijuana in his possession, along with all types of paraphernalia.
Why would you risk your career?
I know, exactly. I mean, and I don't know, y'all, 2 pounds. Anybody knows anything about marijuana or pot, whatever you want to call it, knows that that is a lot of marijuana. I mean, that is a lot, and I love it. The attorney came out already and it said that it was all for his personal use. And I'm thinking, well, when do you go to school? When do you get to play basketball if you're smoking all that weed? I mean, wow. 2 pounds of marijuana. In addition to that, they found a rolling tray, packaging material, which I don't know what that means. Packaging material? Would that be
like shipping, maybe?
Well,
I don't know.
I guess it could be. It could be. I don't know if it's that or if they're talking about possibly. I was thinking the rolling tray and packaging material. Would that be like the rolling papers, you know, or whatever? But I mean, here's all of this stuff on here.
As you can tell, I don't know.
I mean, it's only for him. He said, so first degree possession. He's charged with first degree of possession, which is a felony. And then, you know, we talked about this a few weeks ago on the show about how a lot of criminals are arrested because they don't pay taxes, you know, on their ill-gotten gains. You know, if they robbing banks, for example, you know, they could also charge them with tax evasion because very few people pay taxes on their, you know, their ill-gotten gains, you know, from robbing banks. But he also got charged, it says, with failing to affix a tax stamp, which is like a prelude to him being charged with distribution of marijuana, which is why his attorney would come out and say that it was just strictly for him. He doesn't sell it. It doesn't say in here that he had any, you know, like he had split it up into smaller quantities to sell, to distribute, which is a much more serious offense than just smoking weed, is when you sell it. Because Alabama, it's still against the law to possess it. You know, that the state voted a few years ago to begin the use of medicinal marijuana. And they don't really give you the marijuana to smoke. They extract the oils from it, is the way I understand it. And then you can get a prescription for certain maladies, and you can then use that oil to get the relief that it supposedly will give you. But this guy is a starting point guard on the University of Alabama basketball team. And he does like such a stupid thing, does another stupid thing. But, you know, I mean, he's in big trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really just probation your way away from around 2 pounds of pot. I mean, that's
a lot.
That's a lot. I mean, boy, that's a lot. But yeah, he got arrested. I like what Coach Oates, Nate Oates is the coach there at Alabama, and he said that the coach said that the Tide was preparing to play in the NCAA tournament this weekend without him, that he's not going to be able to play. And he says, we're disappointed in his behavior. But he did he said, we still love him, which I think was what the coach should do.
Yeah.
He's going to get the help he needs, he says. Then, you know, hopefully he can come back and play or whatever. But he's averaging almost 17 points a game. The Tide plays this Friday in the NCAA tournament. March Madness starts for them at 2:15 Friday. They're playing down in Tampa. And if they win, they'll play either Texas Tech or Akron on Sunday in the round of what they call 32. But what in the world is going on? And they also removed him from campus. I mean, he's been kicked out of school. I don't even know I don't think he's going to join the team back this year.
Yeah.
That's a huge blow to them. I mean, point guard is like the quarterback on the football team. You know, he handles the ball almost every possession, and he runs the plays, or they run the plays. Obviously, women play sports too. But it's just incredible that this kind of thing would happen. And I don't see how he got arrested. It doesn't say, what he was doing to draw attention to.
Maybe they did like a drug test or something. Like a random.
I don't know. They could, but this is the police arresting him. It just doesn't really go into, what he'd done. But how about that?
It's crazy.
But he bonded out. I mean, he paid his bond. I mean, it really wasn't. It's just a $5,000 bond, but it was just a large, quantity. But anyway, he says, there's no. The attorney Jason Neff, Holloway's attorney, says there's no evidence of drug distribution or sales. 2 pounds. I mean, that's a significant amount. I mean, that's like a garbage can full or something. But anyway, that's too bad for the Tide and too bad for this young man, but I hope he gets the help that he needs and turns things around. Yes. Well, it is 8:56. We're coming to near the end of the day, but before we go, I wanted to talk about this one last story. We have our primary coming up in, is it May? I think it's May. Here in Chilton County, we are voting for our superintendent of education. We are also voting for our tax collector. And then there's one other, our circuit judge. A new circuit has been created here in the state of Alabama. And so we have that coming up, but I believe it's in May. Let me see if that's right. I have an article here that talks about a new law that is moving forward. It's come out of committee. You have in the state of Alabama, you have a House of Representatives, then you have a Senate, just like we have in the United States, a bicameral form of government. But anyway, you have that, and they have each of them have their committees. So this is the House Ethics and Campaign Finance Committee approved a bill that was sponsored by Republican Ernie Yarbrough of Trinity, and it would allow Alabama voters to register with a political party, either Democrat or Republican or any other party for that matter that's registered with the state of Alabama. But it wouldn't take effect until next election, so it's not going to matter this time. But what it basically says is that unaffiliated voters, in other words, people who did not register as one of the two or some other one, that they could not participate in primary elections. The primary is just that. It's kind of to decide who represents your party at the next general election, okay? So you have this primary coming up with various candidates, and how it would work is that if you were not registered as a Republican or Democrat, if you were an independent, for example, then you could not vote in the Republican primary. Because think about it. If you were an independent or a Democrat and you were concerned about a particular opponent in the other party, you could load up your team to go vote for his opponent. Yeah. And maybe possibly get that opponent. That's happened before in the state of Alabama. It was a gubernatorial election back in the 1980s that exact thing happened. But it was ruled as unconstitutional. But anyway, there's a lot of controversy of something like that where you have to register as one party or the other. How do you feel about that? I know you were talking about that this will be your first election coming up that you're going to vote in.
Yes.
So, but how do you feel about having to go and register as a Democrat or a Republican? Do you have an opinion on that?
No, not really. What's your opinion? I want to hear yours, though. Teach me. Well,
I think there are times. I think it's a good idea, but the problem with doing that is, in my opinion, is that you're going to disenfranchise people from voting. And I say that in a sense of we're only getting 15, 20% voter turnout right now. I mean, it's pitiful. 1 out of 5 people who could vote, but the other 4 don't. I mean, we've got to do better than that as a society. I was telling you about it this morning when you mentioned that you're going to register, is that you've got people who, I don't know how to say it exactly, but they don't want to serve civically anymore. They get a jury notice, and the first thing they want to do is get out of it. Well, I mean, I understand we all have to work. Believe me, I just because I'm retired doesn't mean that I don't understand that, because I do. But still, it's our civic duty, and voting is a civic duty. And I would love to see our voting. I mean, if we had voter turnout, I mean, we would have, wow. I mean, the people would really be in charge instead of the 20% who vote.
Yeah.
So, but I'm afraid something like this might disenfranchise people from voting. I think it's a good idea, because I don't want Democrats or Republicans going in and picking the other party's opponent. That's not, but that's what happens. See, we get kind of devious and everything. Well, guess what? It's 9:01.
Wow.
We made it through our entire show.
That was so fast.
And you only threw that one object at me. But it's been fun, and I look forward to it. Baton are we together tomorrow? Oh, Taylor. So tomorrow morning, it'll be Taylor Arant joining me here on Piper Beach Radio, Morning Mayhem.
Thank you for teaching me so much.
Oh, boy. I'm sure I did. Hey, you guys have a great Wednesday, and hopefully join us in the morning.